Hi guys, it's Miss Hanzolo, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a food sensitivity recipe. So this is going to be something that I am going to be doing on my channel as much as I can. I love cooking, and I have lots of food sensitivities. So if you do think you have food sensitivities, I suggest looking it up, write it down, and mainly go to a naturopath. That's all I'm going to say for now. But first, I'm also going to let you know that with following the food sensitivity diet I was given through my blood test of food that I am sensitive to, I have lost over 40 pounds since the end of August 2021. So it's doable, it's really hard work, you literally have to dedicate yourself to this, but it's only for your own good. Don't let anybody take you off the beaten track or beaten trail, I don't know how you say it. No one should make you feel bad for eating like this. This is only for you, and this will be best for you. You're not missing out on takeout, you're not missing out on this and that. The only thing you'll miss out on is being sick for the rest of your life. And that's not that bad, right? So today we're gonna make some chocolate mousse. It's gonna be dairy-free. It could be completely vegan if you do like a little bit more runny mousse, but I personally add a little bit of gelatin into it to help thicken it up, because normal mousse does thicken up way better if you're using full whipping cream, which I don't eat dairy. Yeah, please leave any comments, any recipes that you're gonna want to see. I make a mean mac and cheese with my lentil noodles. You'll see. If you do want that, either way I'm gonna make it. But comment down below if you have any ideas for me, and I will make that happen. So I hope you guys enjoy the chocolate mousse. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna have to dig the coconut milk out of here. Where is it? Is that it? Is that really it? Hallelujah! Let's get that up there. Okay. So I know in normal recipes, I'm pretty sure they'd use 2 cans of coconut cream. It's gonna use coconut milk. And because this isn't completely vegan, I just can't eat dairy. I'm gonna be using gelatin to thicken it up. So let's find that. If you can't see, I think I have to go up there. So I'm gonna go grab my little handy dandy cart. Let's go. Or cart, stepping stool. Alright, as you can see, we got chocolate, gelatin, sugar, vanilla, 2 cans of coconut milk / cream, some cocoa powder, which has there's like nothing in it, it's not like a hot chocolate mix, it's literally just straight cocoa. And then I got my bowl. Okay, now that I got everything set up, I'm gonna start with the dry stuff first. So I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of cacao. Whoever's banging outside can stop. I think, what is that, TBSP? Does that mean tablespoons? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a pinch of salt, they say. A pinch of salt, I will give you a crack of salt. And 4 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm just gonna give that stuff a good mix. Let's get them jugs. Look how frothy that is. Two teaspoons of vanilla. So I wasn't able to find my blender, so we're just gonna have to do it old school method, do some of this. So I know this part might be weird and different, but I'm gonna do the gelatin in a big pot, and I'm gonna add all of this into it so it can cook into the gelatin and set together. Last time I did this, I did a whole pouch and it came out like jello. It was too jello-y, it wasn't fluffy enough like how mousse should be. Half of a bag of gelatin. So I'm gonna pour this in after I gave it a good old mix. This is the best I can get it to focus. So I'm gonna put a little bit of water in here. 1 teaspoon of lukewarm water and 1 teaspoon of boiling water. So essentially a dash and a dash. So make sure the gelatin's fully dissolved before adding it into the mousse mixture. Let's pour it in. Quickly mix. You gotta make sure everything combines. Alright, now that that has a good mix in, I'm going to turn it up a bit, probably to about 6. You don't want it to boil too much. It will burn at the bottom, obviously, right? So now that it was boiling, I let it boil on a low boil for about 3 minutes. And now I'm just had it lowered down, and I'm going to whisk it a little bit more. So during this process, you won't feel it thicken like you would with, say, gravy or something. We're gonna have to put it into the fridge and let it sit for about over 5 hours. Sometimes it will solidify quicker than that because the coconut milk too that's in it. I'm gonna turn it off and we're gonna put it into another bowl. I have a thicker bowl out because the water is really hot and my other one was way too flimsy. I didn't want to cause another scene like I did earlier. Alright, and now for that, I'm gonna cover it with a paper towel for now, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge. And about every hour and a half or 2, I'm gonna take it out and give it a whisk, and you'll notice periodically it will be thickening through the time. But for me, I like to, just in case anything does settle from not whisking enough or something, I like to just make sure, and then once it sets, it'll all be together and be a little bit more fluffier than it would if I didn't do that. So now you guys can see me mix it. Give my little mixy mixer. It's probably been in there for 2 or 3 hours. And so you can see the consistency, that's a hard word to say, isn't it, is getting a little bit thicker. I don't expect it to be thick enough yet. It's only been a couple hours, but that's good to see. So we'll check back later tonight. Alright, one more whisk before we go to bed. Can you see the consistency thickening up now? There we go. That's way better. So now if I leave it overnight, it's gonna be extra thick in the morning. We are now at the next day. So let's check that here. I'm just gonna wiggle it first. You can see how thick that is now. Even if I just brush this through. So I'm gonna froth it up a bit. I found my mixer finally. So I'm gonna do a little montage of me mixing it up and giving it a good fluff. Now you can see it's not as fluffy as your normal whipping cream would be, but for me, I like that. It reminds me of like chocolate pudding. Now let's plate it up. Get a little scoop. If you guys follow along, let's take a bite of this and see how it tastes. Ooh, look at that. Right damn good! And this is how much we have left. If you couldn't tell, my boyfriend ended up really liking it more than I did. I mean, I loved it, but he made sure he got some. There's only a little bit left. A Tupperware's container worth. And I think it's a good way to go. It's a good way to do things. I did not feel sick. I felt amazing after eating it. Although I did add too many chocolate chips at one point, but that part's okay. That part I can deal with. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and followed along. I'm gonna leave the recipe in the description below, along with the link to where I got this recipe, and I love them dearly. No clue who they are, but they saved my life on making chocolate mousse. The only thing I added into the recipe was gelatin. So if you're not as stubborn as me, you can follow their directions really carefully, because sometimes you have to cool the coconut milk and only use the top half of it that gets fluffy and stays like dense, and then the rest of it is like the coconut, like kind of like coconut watery. It's like really watery, but I don't want to waste that part, so I just add the gelatin in to make it extra thick. Yeah, leave any comments, like I said earlier, for any other recipes you want to see that are catered to food sensitivities, because that's all I'm going to be making on this channel. I want to make it food sensitivity safe, because nobody's safe. We're all gonna get diarrhea sometime, but you will always feel better on the food sensitivity side of things, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you try it out. Thanks, bye! Like and subscribe. It's on the house.